haunting hour is at hand. Ghostly haunting since time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creepy floorboards and eerie dark mist. Grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. Orbs rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Raw Side. Glad everybody can join in. I'm going to see and catch up on everybody who's in the chat to say my hellos. Let's see. We've got Jillian and we've got Wiz and we've got Boo. I feel like the lady from, what is it? Romper Bumpers, whatever that show's called. And of course, our lovely Sarah is going to be joining us. And let's see, Candy is here. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it all. Let's see if I missed anybody. I think I caught everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Just give me a shout out saying, hey, you forgot me. You forgot me. And let's welcome Miss Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm all right. I'm just absolutely knackered at the minute. So
I just was saying, you
I'm
poor
not on
thing.
camera. Nobody wants to see me tonight.
We want to see Sarah in the raw. Yeah.
No, actually, I've just ordered a new camera as well because I don't like my camera. So
I don't care for mine either. It just, I don't know. I think I look like crap, but oh well.
But that's the other thing. I need to sort lighting out as well. That's not helping. I need better light. So
yeah, I I think I got to work on that as well. I don't know. I just don't feel like, I don't know, you guys can really see me well. But it's what I've got right now. I'm just gonna go for it. And you poor thing, I just, if you feel like passing out, just let us know and
I will.
do what you got to do.
I'll try and let you know before I pass out.
Okay, like a thump noise, something, just a moan. Hi, Miss Dawn. Welcome.
Hey, Dawn.
Before we get it started, I just want to let everybody know. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement I made on my community page. I am going to be launching a paranormal magazine, a digital magazine for our community. I just think it's something that, we really could use and get everybody involved. I want everybody involved. So all of you in chat, everybody, if you have any stories or any ideas, please submit them to me because I'd like to add them to the magazine as well. Just to get everybody involved and get all the stuff out there and give people accolades that they really need. Miss Candy, I sent you a message. Please check out your messages. But it's going to be a little bit of everything, and hopefully everybody will like it. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and I don't know. I interacted with somebody else who claimed to have such a thing, and they don't, and it kind of got under my skin. I'm thinking, we deserve something that people can look at and see what's going on, not just in our lives and on our pages, but also just a magazine dedicated to the hardworking people in this community. So I hope you guys all will take part in it if you can, and enjoy it. Hopefully, it will launch in the beginning of August. So we'll see what happens. Candy, you can send it through Messenger or my email. But I sent it to you in Messenger. So, and hopefully, Miss Sarah can find time so she could take part in it as well. I know you're buried in revamping everything with this
Oh, it's
this mess.
just all over the place. And I'm starting my own publishing as well, because that's why there's publishing in the name of the channel.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah. And I've got to spend 3 months redoing the channel, ready to apply for remonetization. So, yeah,
It's
I just don't want to say yes to something and then let you down. That was all. So,
no,
yeah,
no, no. That's
I'll
fine. Whenever you can squeeze it in, it'd be great. Like I said, I'm trying to give people uh first shot on certain pages, and what your specialties are. Um, just so that everybody gets an understanding about what each of us do and how we do it. And if there's questions or comments or whatever, people could, I could add those in and they could be answered. But just like short little articles, and just, pretty much praising the hard work that everybody does, and what everybody does. Oh, she says, I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'll resend it. I did get a response from you. It was an automated response. But if not, Candy, just find me on Facebook, and you'll find me there. Can't miss this melon. It's there. And let's see, Jillian said I missed that bit about what's happening as I was opening my new vape. Oh, I'm launching a paranormal digital magazine for the community. I'm hoping everybody likes it. It's I mean, I'm not a big time magazine editor or anything like that, so it's all new to me, and I just really, felt the need to get something like that out there. So yeah, if you guys want to, contribute to it, that's fantastic. I think it'll just make it a little bit better if everybody has a voice. He said, Wiz says, just remember that YouTube is not an equal opportunity employer. Yeah, I know, really. I don't know. Yeah, I still have to figure out how I'm gonna do all of this, but I've got a couple weeks, so just to get it out there. I mean, I don't think it's anything that they would complain about, because I'm not using anybody's stuff. I'm using what's available for what I'm paying for, and it's everybody's own words. So I don't see what there would be a beef about it. So,
I
but
think they
who
just make
knows?
it up as they go along.
Say that again, Sarah.
I think they just make it up as they go along.
I agree with you, because what they did to you was just BS. Just
Because I never really got a straight answer, but they have sent me a feedback form, which is really, really brave of them.
then give them some feedback, because
Oh, they're
yeah,
going to get some feedback. They're going to get a lot of feedback.
you have every right to feedback them to death, because I don't understand what the problem was either. It didn't make any sense. There was no red flags. I mean, it's everything that you've been doing right along. Now all of a sudden, there's a problem.
Yeah. The main thing that irritated me, I think it's the AI, to be honest, but the main thing that irritated me was it's the same channel it was the week before, before I was monetized. So what if there was a problem? Why didn't they tell me before they monetized me? I could have fixed
Exactly.
it, and I wouldn't have to wait till October to try again.
Right.
So
So
anyway,
yeah, I think you're right. I think they make it up as they go along, because unless there's different rules after you become monetized.
Yeah.
Is there
No, there
is that
isn't.
what it is?
No, there's no different rules. I think they just don't do it. I just don't think they do it properly. You know, if I'd have been monetized for a while and suddenly they were changing the rules, sorry, that's my phone. Then they
That's
were
okay.
changing the rules. Then fine, that's fair enough. But you know, when I'd only been monetized for 7 days, which
Right.
I think, to be honest, that the silver lining on the cloud is, I think that's pretty impressive for a member of the debunking community. I
Well, yeah,
think I
the
might have
whole
the
thing was impressive. I mean, the work you put into it,
I know,
and
but I
then
think I might have the record for the fastest demonetization, which in this community must be good going.
well, then you need an award. We got to make an award up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm after Joe with his 25 awards. Got my first one.
That's right. So now you can add that to all of your titles that your
Yeah,
award.
put it on my CV
Jeez.
resume.
This is
So
somebody's
yeah.
gonna if
Anyway,
anybody does any 3D printing, they need to make up an award and send it to Sarah.
yeah,
Hi, Faith, welcome. Oh, yeah, that would be
hey,
that
babe.
would be that would be great. The demonetized award.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Hey,
know
it's
that
an
could be a
award.
thing.
Yeah,
It's right. Take what you can get. Why not? Yes, you do, Don, the best research
yeah, you
award.
do, Dawn. Yeah.
Good gravy. I know I was talking to Joe earlier. You guys found some great stuff, and I'm thinking you probably see all this stuff in your sleep.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm an ex-researcher, and I just couldn't do what those guys do for research for everything. The stuff that they
yeah,
have to go through. Yeah, it's
because I
it's
was
it's
I was helping out
mountain.
with them, and I just kept hitting brick wall after brick wall.
Yeah.
And,
Um,
so yeah, definitely deserve an award. Wisdom says a 3D poop emoji button.
Wisdom says what? A three?
He says a 3D poop
No,
emoji
wait.
button.
I want a pretty award.
Sorry, she
Pretty
shot that one
award.
down, Wiz. She wants a pretty one. Jeff says I deserve an award for my haunted chicken documentary. Shadow chickens, that still got me laughing. You goof. Shadow chicken. That actually would be a great t-shirt.
The shadow chicken.
Shadow chicken. Oh! Add that to
Again,
your
where's
merch.
the next song? Shadow chicken.
Oh,
Oh,
that's hysterical.
oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I know everybody was just, and you poor thing, you've been on live after live talking about this.
I
Uh,
know people will be sick of the sight of me this week. I did my live on Monday. I did Jimmy's live yesterday.
yeah.
People are probably going, "Oh God, it's Fantastique on again."
Not her again. God, no. Well, we just want to get it out there because it's unfair. So maybe, YouTube will be listening and see that they need to go over their
Oh, look,
practices
she's
again.
popular. Yeah.
Jeez, because it's just that was just wrong. And I agree. If it was something that you had already had on there and it was okay before you became monetized, why didn't they red flag you before they said yes?
Yeah, that's my argument is 7 days, and the channel was no different when they demonetized me to when they monetized me. So yeah, that's the only real irritant, to be honest. But it's made me think about the channel. I'm doing other stuff as well. So in the end, it's kind of worked out, to be honest. I mean, I've set up a Patreon, so which I'd been meaning to do for a while. So to be honest, it kind of lit a fire under me to get on with the other projects I'm doing. So
Right.
you know, yeah, there's nothing I
So
can do
yeah.
about it. So
No, it's just gonna have to play the game and it's wrong. Thank you, Faith. Okay, yeah, Candy, yeah, the Raw Side Paranormal Facebook page or just my regular one, Laura Wilbur, which is the one you want to find. Let's see. Wiz says, if you were doing something to misuse your channel, that is something. This whole ordeal is a crapshoot. Yeah, that's what it is. You don't know until that moment comes, and then you get nailed with it. So, and like you said, it had to been just what overuse of AI uh, stuff, or because that's pretty much what your channel was.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was, but it's not actually in their terms and conditions. And I checked everything out because you put in an appeal video, and I checked
Right,
everything out. There's nothing. I mean, it's like the music. I pay Suno to create music, so it's my music. I
right.
own the copyright on it, so that's not a problem. And I checked on Copilot, which I do the with, and that's usable as well. You can use that for it. So there's no legalities in using it. It's just YouTube. I mean, I don't know. It's just that this is what I mean. It's not in their terms and conditions that you can't use AI, but that's the only thing I can think of that took the monetization away.
Right.
And it makes the channel look professional. That's my argument. Is
Sure.
yeah. Um,
This is there are channels who have been around for ages that do AI narration and
yeah.
monetization with no problems. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it didn't make any sense to me. And of course, and like you said, they don't give you a reason.
No.
It's just some kind of auto-generated you know line, and then that's it. You got to accept it.
Never mind.
Thing is, AI wasn't the content; it is an
Yeah.
opinion reaction blog. I don't know. That's
The other thing is, that occurred to me was because you can do a 5-minute appeal video, which I did to show your process and everything. And yes, I'm sure I commented on it, Faith, or hearted it, but yes, I did see it. It was amazing. She did some AI of me.
wonderful.
Because now I've shown my face on YouTube. She'd done that. And what was I saying? Yeah, because the thing is, anybody who's within, you're going to get people reviewing these things. It's a bit like if I tried to review a gaming channel or a fishing channel, I wouldn't know what I was looking at, you know.
Right.
Where anybody who is within this community, one of the things I said, it's like even the songs, every single lyric is to do with the community. It's written by me, and people who watch them know what I'm saying.
Right.
But and I even I was a bit cheeky at the end of the video because I put sort of reviews from Beardo, Crow, Joe, and Shape. Now, see, anybody in the community who knew about the community would have known that was a big deal. But of
Right.
course, somebody who knows nothing about the debunking community or the paranormal community is going to just shrug and go, "Well, who are these people saying this stuff?"
Well, there would make me look them up. I'd say, well, gee, it's mentioned. What's the deal with them?
They're not going to bother doing stuff like that.
I don't know. It's
Hey,
maybe just
Steph.
me. Hi, Steph. How are you? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I don't know, because that's what when somebody mentions it's somebody, or a channel, or they say, oh, if I don't know who it is, then I go and I
Mm,
look and I say, oh,
yeah.
okay, and that's pretty much what it's all about, getting those shout outs there and trying to build up the smaller channels and giving, accolades to the bigger channels who have helped pave the way.
But that's the problem, though, isn't it? When they look at my channel, I've got, I don't know, I can't remember what I've got, 780 subscribers. They're going to think, oh, that's nothing. It doesn't matter. If I had 100,000 subscribers, I'm sure they'd have thought twice about demonetizing me.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. Well, yeah, because you see these large channels, the stuff that they do, and they get away with it. And,
Oh,
there's no
not
way
the
I would attempt
paranormal.
any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, not in the paranormal community, but I know in 2020 when we were in lockdown, I was looking at all sorts of stuff, and there's some of the massive channels that have got millions of subscribers that really shouldn't still be on the platform with some of the stuff they've done. But of course, all that revenue you kind of want to lose, and I've seen smaller channels get hit for much less. So bigger you are, the more safe you are, I think.
Apparently, that's the way it works. Well, because they're generating, the money, the views, and
Yeah.
and we're not there yet. But not for nothing. I mean, 700 something. I think that's impressive. I'm sorry, it just is. It's just
Uh,
I'm slowly creeping up there, and I just every day when I get a new one, I'm like, my husband looks at me like I'm nuts. I'm like, oh, I got another one. So it's a
well,
big
yeah, when
deal,
when it is when you're just starting out. I mean, it is because I mean, I mean, I could actually grow my channel faster. I would know how to do it, but I don't want to put out that kind of content. I want to do it my way.
right?
Um, and yeah, I've got a solid community. I love my subs. I love the people who come into the lives. I like the fact that I know a lot of people. I do a live and I'm talking to people. I went out on Jimmy's not live last night. He did questions at the end, and she's not in here, but it's like Boo asked a question, dark or white chocolate, knowing full well that I hate white chocolate, and
Right,
people
right.
coming on screen
I'm with you.
that I know and I'm used to interacting with in chat or in Discord or whatever. So um I like that. I like that personal touch. If I suddenly blew up to 10,000 subscribers, I'd be at a loss as to what to do because I like getting to know people. So I'm not hungry for. I mean, yes, I do want the channel to grow, and I do want more and more subscribers as I go along. But and I would know what sort of content to produce to actually make that sub count go higher quicker. But I don't want to do it that way. I need to do it my way.
Right.
Otherwise the channel becomes a chore if you're not really. I've seen it happen with content creators before, where they've quite randomly done a topic and it's made them go viral, and you can see that they didn't really want to keep doing the topic, but it's the only way to keep the viewers going.
Right. That's the problem.
So anyway,
Oh, sorry. Tickle in my throat. Wiz is right. We're just trying to keep it, YouTube, keep it real, keep it a safe content. Um, I agree with you. It's we could all take the easy route if we wanted to.
yeah,
Excuse me, but like I said, you're not those people. I guarantee you, the majority of those people, everybody in their communities or in their chats, they don't have a one-on-one relationship with these people
no,
like we
no,
do in our community. That's why I always like to ask everybody, who you are behind the scenes because everybody wants to know you personally.
yeah,
I call you all friends, and that's what you want to be, true friends. You want to know, the good points, the bad points, and help where you can. And those bigger channels don't have that. See, Faith, I never thought I would be in a community like this. It's wonderful. Just never anticipated getting so involved as I have, admittedly. Yeah, see, that's what it is because you're getting to know everybody on a personal level.
yeah. And the other with that, because I 100% agree with on that, because I've been part of the debunking community, as a subscriber for about 2 years, and I wasn't specifically looking to be an integral part of the community. I just enjoyed watching the content. And then I hit Crow's Facebook and I started getting to know people. And I think that a lot of people, and it doesn't matter which content creator it is, whether it's Crow, whether it's Beardo, whether it's Seg, doesn't matter. Everybody seems to manage to connect with a certain group of people or a certain channel, whichever one suits you the best. I mean, for me it was Crow's because I don't hold back either on sort of what I say and humor
That's
and
because he's
stuff. So it's,
hysterical.
yeah, well, and it's I don't have much of a filter either, so I kind of felt comfortable in that group. But it wasn't that I was looking for that. But like Faye says, you never anticipate so involved. But when you find the right little space within the community for yourself, um, it's fabulous. I mean,
Sure.
I've done.
Hi,
I've
Rob. Welcome.
over 20. Rob, it's Robin. Hey, Rob. Um, Rob lives in one of my favourite places on the planet.
Where's? Yeah, I don't know where he lives.
He lives in Orkney, which is islands at the top of Scotland that I have a very close connection with, but I haven't been for a long time.
Oh
Um,
wow!
so yeah, I think I was talking about it in Jimmy's live last night, and Rob knows that I've got connections with Orkney. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful place. And he was asking me, probably it was last night and the night before, whether I'd want to go back, and I really do want to go back. Because I
Oh,
haven't
it'd be
been since
wonderful
I
to
was
see
a
pictures
kid.
of that.
It's worth looking up. Actually, I was one of the things I was saying. I'm sorry, Laura. I'm going off topic, but
That's
one
okay.
of the things I was saying was there's a stone circle in Orkney called the Ring of Brodgar, and they're massive stones, and they're on top of a hillside overlooking a bay called Scapa Flow. And in the distance, there's what because Orkney's a series of little islands, and there's an island. I can picture it now. If I'm sort of looking towards the island that's called Hoy, which is known as the Dark Island because it always looks very dark, whatever the weather is, almost black. If it's dark weather, it's beautiful. Um, and these stones are massive. I've got a picture of me in front of them, and they're like over twice the size of me. So you're talking about
Wow.
12, 14 feet, some of them, and and just the landscape and the just the feel of the landscape. And I remember we used to go to the Ring of Brodgar every year. Because we went up every summer till I was about 14. And I remember there was a friend taking me to Stonehenge when I was in my early 20s, and she was so excited about me seeing Stonehenge for the first time. And me being me, no filter, my first reaction was, "Is that it?" It's like I was not impressed with Stonehenge,
It's
but it
just
was
cool
because
stones, man.
yeah, it's just a field, you know what I mean? And, but it was because it wasn't anything against Stonehenge. It was just that because my idea of a stone circle was the Ring of Brodgar up in Orkney, in this amazing landscape. Oh, it's just beautiful. I really miss those islands, actually.
So that's what it is. You were just comparing it to what you've already experienced. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, that's not a big deal.
yeah, that's what it was. If I'd never seen a stone circle, oh yeah, wow, Stonehenge. Because obviously I'm aware
Yeah.
of the whole thing around Stonehenge. But it was like I just see a stone circle as this beautiful circle in Orkney.
Yeah, I
So
have to look that up. That's one of the places I'd love to go. I know I'll never get there, but I have a friend on Facebook who's in television who goes to Ireland all the time, and the photos
mm.
that he posts are incredible. I'm thinking, ah, he's so lucky. So I get to enjoy it through his photographs.
Mm.
Wisdom. Fake paranormal channels are breaking YouTube's terms and conditions by spreading false information, and YouTube doesn't want to cut them off or regulate them, so they are just going to regulate us. Ah, well, you know what?
Yeah, actually, that there could be some truth in that. They've got to show
I
that
think
they're
so.
putting their foot down somewhere.
And they're willing to overlook the big channels because they bring in the
Yeah,
money. And then, if we fart crossways, we get in trouble.
yeah.
That's why I try to keep a filter on myself. I mean, even though I'm not monetized, I just try to keep it, keep the filter on just in case. So, if I ever do get to that stage, it'll be exactly the same, as it is now, to where, I could just let it fly and I don't. Boy, there's been times, but I keep it, keep the filter on. And or and also doing an interview program, I have to stay neutral. So I do my best to do that as well, because everybody has a right to their opinion, their views, and I respect that. And so it's I guess I'm limited on what I as far as letting loose my opinion on certain things.
I don't. I just tell it like it is.
Yeah, I could
The
and
thing
probably make
is,
it a little more edgier, but
yeah, no, no. The thing is, I mean, that is, I mean, if learn from my experience, just start behaving yourself now, then there's no
right,
problem later on. But
that's what I was thinking long
not that I
term.
knew I was doing anything wrong, but um, the thing is, what they're looking at, just look through the terms and conditions. They're not listening to what you're saying. They're not, unless you were really going hard. Then they don't care. It's literally about having your face on there, which is why I put my face on at the weekend. It's about having your face on there. It's about it being your content and all that stuff. So you'd be fine with yours.
So yeah, you have this scary mug out there. At least they know what I look like. So when they put me on the wanted poster,
I always planned on going on camera. I just haven't got the setup sorted out. But
no, I have no problem either. I've been doing this for a long. I used to be on camera all the time on Facebook. So because everybody goes, "Aren't you scared? Scared of what?" It's, it's like talking to your friends on the phone. There's nothing scary about it.
Because I don't like being behind an avatar, and the reason is I was saying this to Crow. You've got Crow and you've got Seth, the two prime examples, and they've got their voices can really project them.
Yes.
They can really project their personalities, whereas mine doesn't so much. And it's easier because I also think it's the ex lecturer in me, because I'm actually quite expressive with my hands and everything, and I just think
right. I usually am
with
too.
me, I need to be on camera. Yeah, so I just think I needed to be on camera to be people, and it's gone down fine. Yeah, the shape as well.
Yeah, and I get it if people want to, keep their identity secret. I mean, it's private. That's fine. But like you said, their voices carry. Your voice carries you too. You have a wonderful voice. So it's, but I never thought of,
Wisdom, don't tell the shape I forgot him, because he's being lovely to me at the minute. Oops.
Her bad.
Oops. Shapey poo. Shape's been amazing, actually. He's been really sportive.
Yeah, I think he always has been. It's just that, sometimes he has his quiet moments. And it's okay.
It's funny. He's one of those ones that I don't see him in the comments very often, but it's like when the chips are down with all the stuff I've had, whether it's the demonetization or the Danny Moss thing or whatever, it's suddenly he's there, and he'll pop into the lives and stuff like that. So he's there.
Yeah, he's just lurking in the back. I do that sometimes too on people's shows. If I'm feeling kind of crappy, and I'll say my hellos, and then I'll just kick back and just listen and see what everybody's.
Actually, no, I do that. I actually watch a lot of lives sometimes, because if I go into the live, you end up saying hello to people, etc. And so often they're in the background, and I'm keeping an eye, but editing or whatever. So
right.
Because it's easy to get stuck and just stay there, and suddenly 2 hours later you think, oh, I really need to get some work done.
Exactly. Oh crap! I didn't realize the time went by so fast. Yeah, Kenny doesn't usually do an open mic on Wednesday. Of course, he messaged me. I haven't messaged him back.
Friday.
So maybe he's got something going on I don't know about.
No, it's Fridays. Did it tonight?
Yeah, he says he's got one going on tonight. Because he messaged me a little while ago, but I don't answer my messages while I'm doing a live. I always get back to everybody after the fact. Wiz says you should do a channel guide in your magazine, Laura. Maybe it would help people from overstepping or accidentally understand. That's a good idea. Thank you. I'll write that one down. That's a good idea. Like I said, I want everybody to submit ideas and stories, so that I can, make articles and add them to it. Like I said, I want everybody to be involved, if they want to be. But I just think they would be, a good time. Everybody can get their voice out, their opinions out, their stories out. I'm gonna write that one down. That's a good idea. I'm looking for, I think I even wrote it down in the community board how I'd like to have somebody that could give advice on investigations, opinions about equipment. Even if you did testing or whatever on equipment, give your review. We can have a review page. all kinds of stuff like that. So it gives people an idea. Well, gee, maybe I don't want to buy that piece of equipment because so and so or so many people said it's crap, or or whatever, or because there are people that still love the equipment, and I like to have both sides of it. Oh, hi, Sky. There's Sky. Welcome, welcome. And then let's see. Jeff says, I want to pick a day and a time that is consistent. But Dana's schedule is goofy with her special needs brother. Yeah, see, it's hard. It's hard to, because I went through that. Originally, I started on Saturdays. And then I figured, okay, you know what? The bigger guys are doing Saturdays and Fridays, and I'm not going to do that. Because I want to be involved with their lives. So I didn't want to miss out or step on any toes. And then I switched, I forgot what it was. I was doing Mondays, and then I settled in on Wednesdays because I figured, okay, nobody does anything on Wednesday.
The thing is though, Laura, there's so many going live now. There's going to be overlaps now. I mean, yeah, it would be
Yes.
lovely to have regular times, but I find it impossible. I mean, I'm up in the middle of the night trying to avoid people, but
Yeah.
people are just going to have to start accepting that there's going to be overlaps. I mean, yes, people should make sure that they're not. It's like I saw you were going live on Monday, so I pushed mine back to 2:30. So I knew I knew you would be on live. I mean, that was 2:30 in the morning for me. But, trying not to, but sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like I said,
but
I don't normally do that, only if it was like the guest. I had to schedule for Monday because that was the only time that guest was available. So that would be the only time I would switch up. Otherwise, it's always Wednesdays.
yeah, it doesn't
Hey,
matter though.
hey,
But
Bill.
my point is, it doesn't matter. It's like I mean, I can't find a regular time slot on any day, so
No,
I
it's
just have to go as and when. So I mean, I mean, I don't really think there's such a thing as a regular time slot unless you're in the UK.
right. It's
Um,
hard. It is hard because, like you said, more and more people are now putting it out live instead of doing videos. Um,
that's a problem I've got. That's a bit of a beef I've got is the lives are great and the lives keep this community together and they're exceptionally important and mine are exceptionally important. But I don't think the content should slip because of the lives. I'd like to see more content personally from channels, and
I
including
mean,
mine.
including mine.
But the irony with me is I was doing a lot of lives to get my hours up to get monetized, so that worked. But that's why I'd done a lot of lives. But now I'm not gagging for the hours anymore. I am going back to. I mean, I'm still doing the lives, but I'll be concentrating on the content again. So,
Right. Well,
because
I do have some things, that are in the works. It's just going to take me a little while. But like
the
I said,
thing
I
is,
do enjoy the lives better.
oh, I love the lives. But
Yeah.
the thing is, the lives don't necessarily get you the subs. What gets you the subs are the content. So,
Yep. So I think that's why it's going to take me a while to get anywhere. But I actually, I think I'm doing too bad. And like I said, it's for everyone that I get, it's a big celebration for me. So I'll
but
take what I can get.
it is when you first start out. Uh, I mean, it still is for me.
Oh, I
The
hope
trouble
so.
is,
Because
the trouble is when you're a small channel, you see, oh, I've got another subscriber. Oh, I've lost one. Oh, I've gained two. Oh, and it's
yep.
and if you've got thousands of subscribers, you won't notice those little minimal differences that everybody gets. But when you've only got a few
Yeah,
subscribers,
yeah, you do. You get disappointed when you drop off a couple. You're like, oh, what did I do? And
I mean, I sometimes get people saying, "Oh, I've lost a subscriber today," and half the time I say, that's probably just YouTube unsubscribing them because that's happening a lot at the minute.
I noticed
I,
that
I've
because
had it happen
I
to
was
me.
subscribed to Ghost Quest.
Yeah,
And when I was looking for the interview with you, I'm thinking, what the heck? Why isn't it not showing up? And I went and I looked at I said I was unsubscribed from them.
yeah.
So I had to hit it again. I'm thinking, okay, something's up with that. So they gave me the boot, apparently. Content quality keeps the subs through spreading your name helps a lot. Or though spreading your name helps a lot.
Yeah.
Need to clean my glasses. Yeah, like I said, I get, pictures and shorts out there, but I got to work on the video. I have to have help with that because my editing skills our big stinko. So it's Bill's gonna help me out with that because I just can't seem to figure it out and get it together. If I had it my way, I would just, throw it out there, but it's apparently that's not how you do it. Liz says he's had that happen too. Yeah. You're subscribed or you thought you were, and then you're waiting for a notification and then you
Yeah.
don't get it.
It's happened to me, and I see it in the comments. Oh, I was unsubscribed. I've had to resubscribe, and so that's what I mean. I always tell people don't worry about losing one or two because it could not be them unsubscribing. It just be them being
That's what I think.
if you lost 10 or 20 all in one go, then you got a problem. But if you're just going down one and up one, that could be anything.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. So, but it's still, still stinks. You're like, oh, I finally reached this point, and then all of a sudden, oh, Wiz says he's learning to edit. Can be fun. Yeah, it can be. It's taken me a while to get it. I'm getting there, but it's not as fast as it should be. Maybe because I'm older. I don't know. Carbs and coffee. I want to get back together. I can't live without you. Okay. Hey, Bill, something going on with Sky that we don't know about? Hi, Antone. How are you?
Sky knows everybody.
Yeah, I know. She's great. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Yeah, you're right. YouTube making life interesting. Not exactly. You know what? That is just a whole new learning experience as well. The ins and outs of YouTube. That has to be an article in the magazine as well because everybody is just confused, totally, especially what just happened to you. That is just total BS. It confuses the hell out of you. And I mean, you're finding the silver lining to it, but it's still just not right.
Well, one of the things I've been doing with my channel, and I'm saying my channel, this is me, Wisdom and Stay Tuned doing it. And it was a concerted effort in lives, and it's why we actually set the Discord up, which actually offer advice and help for new channels, or if they need. So I do a lot of shout outs, and I purposely do it for people who are literally just starting out. So people like Teshi's changing what he's doing, and Debunk the Junk and channels like that, so they don't feel as though they're on their own. You sort of pay it forward. I mean, I've had masses of help,
right?
So, just pay it forward.
Oh yeah, I have as well. So it's because somebody said, "Hey, why don't you do YouTube?" Okay, and I just jumped on, and I always had a channel. I just never put anything on it, and I figured, well, what the heck, retired now. I got time. Let me jump in with both feet and see what happens. And yes, Crow was the first one to help out, and then the rest of the gang just jumped on, and so I've had help a lot along the way, and that's another reason. Like I said, with the magazine, I want to get it out there and let everybody know that the community is there to help everybody, no matter small or big or whatever. That's what it's all about. Because a lot of people when they get out here are lost. And, if they don't get any help, it makes it all the harder. Hi, Julia. How are you?
Hey, Julie.
So yeah, it's fantastic that, you're setting up what you are and to getting it out there because you've been through all of that so far. And so have all these other people.
Mm.
Most people just think, oh, you get all of this and then you become monetized and then you make money. But no, it's not that easy, guys.
It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. You have plenty of resources to share. Yeah, and that's what we want, everybody to share. Because like I said, if when that happened to you and I was just blown away, I'm thinking, wow. So I was telling my husband, she worked so hard. She finally got there and it lasted a week and they put the hammer down. And I said, she doesn't even know why. So and that's another big thing that you don't know. The new people come in and aren't going to know because not everybody reads all of that stuff. They just get in here and do it. And then, when they hit with something or, you get trouble along the way, then they're lost because there's just really no information to help them weed it out. Let's see, a live paranormal design where you read the stories and articles and describe photos or videos in the live stream once a month could be pretty big. I have to reread that. Where you read the stories and articles and describe photos or videos in the live stream once a month could be pretty big. Yeah, it could. We just, like I said, this is all new to me. The magazine thing's new. So like I said, any advice or, any way that you could help out so that it can go into the magazine and make it all the better for everybody is very, very welcome. And I stress on how important I want all of you guys in the chat, to be involved in it because it's going to be for you guys, but it's for everybody else out there too, just starting out, learning the ins and outs. And like I said, I want everybody, to get their 5 minutes. Hey, like Wiz does this, and he does a great job, and this is how he does it, and put your hands together and give him a big, Yahoo, that kind of thing. Same thing with, with Sarah, the stuff that you do, the work that you do was amazing. And, so, you have your own page, you share what you know and what you do. And it's just, everybody gets to see how special it is that the work that you do. And that how you're willing to share, with everybody. Let's see. And if you publish it, it would probably boost sales on an actual magazine subscription as well. Well, we'll see what happens. If it works out that way, that would be fantastic. And like I said, if you guys submit stories and give them to me and I put them in, your name will be tagged in there. That's your story and that it was submitted by you. Did we lose Sarah or she fall asleep?
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm answering a message. I keep getting messages crop up while.
That's all right. We're just
here.
checking. I didn't hear a thump or anything, so just wanted to make sure. And I'm glad that all you guys are, thinking it's a great idea, and which I'm surprised that nobody else has done it yet, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, okay.
And even though that, Sarah, you said that you're working on your own as well. I mean, it's probably gonna be totally different than what I'm doing. So it's
no wisdom. I don't honestly see the rubbish I get from Wiz. Do I snore like crow? No. Do you? Wisdom fell asleep in his own live stream earlier. Apparently, I missed it, but
oh, I missed that one too. What up with that? Hi, Ghost Buzz. Hi.
Hey, Jimmy.
Geez. We're gonna have to go back to that one and see if we can catch that. You know what? It's not hard to do. Put it that way. Especially if it's been a long day and you're up late at night doing a live, and yeah, you get comfortable. I could see you passing out. I used to do that when I used to work nights, and actually I worked 2 jobs at one point, and I was working for Xerox, and I was sitting in front of one of the machinery, and I was so exhausted, I actually fell asleep and fell forward and hit my head on the machine. So I mean, I could see it happening.
Mind you, oh, sorry, I've completely forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, my problem, benefit I have is I'm usually on with the Stay Tuned and Wisdom are usually on with me. which actually
Right.
helps because if I'm struggling, I'm like, I'm going to go make a coffee
They
and then
they
keep the
keep you
stream going.
going.
My biggest problem is there's about 3 times now that Stay Tuned has had to phone me because I thought, oh, if I'm starting at say 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll sometimes try and get a couple of hours in before sleep before I start. And there's a couple of
Right.
times he's had to phone me up and say, you're supposed to be live.
Time to get up,
So
Sarah.
yeah.
This is
Oh,
your
okay.
wake-up call. Hi, Teji. Well,
Hey
it's good of him that he
Teshies.
calls you. Well, I've done that while I've been watching, I'll watch one of your guys' lives and because I'll get all comfortable and I'm laying in bed and I've got the phone
Mm.
going and the next thing I know, wake up and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and I've missed the whole thing. And I'll be like, oh, I was down there long enough to say hello to everybody and then passed right out. So I've done it.
No, if I lie down listening to a live, I don't last long. I'm soon asleep. I'm like that with TV as well. If I lie down, are you asleep? Is the coffee not working? I'm being bullied.
Oh, she's just
I'm
mellow. She's
fine.
mellow
I'm
tonight.
tired. I'm sorry, Laura. I'm not meaning
No, you
myself.
are fine. Like I said, if you're too tired, you're ready to go, you can go. Hi, Dom. How are you? He's listening in the background doing a logo. Oh, okay. But yeah, great interview, Jimmy, with Sarah. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. I actually because I
That
didn't
was a
really know
great
what to
interview.
expect. Yeah,
He's got a great radio voice too.
and we managed to annoy chat and talk about Star Wars, which I loved.
So,
Uh,
why people? There's no Star Wars fans out there. I mean, I like
Jim,
Star Wars, but not as much as Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie.
I'm a Deep Space Niney with Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. And as I had to, blame my father for that one. I was born and raised on Star Trek, so hooked, hooked since birth. What is she saying, Steph's?
That's
Stop bullying my spirit animal. Don't mama me go crazy blonde.
I am Steph's spirit animal. Yeah. We bully you sound like me, yeah. If I'm
We
if
believe
I'm
because we love
being
you.
sarcastic because I like you, yeah. Yes, I like both Teslas. Uh,
Hey, oh yes, I do. Yeah, I do too. Actually, Star Wars, I believe. And of course, I'm dating myself here. That was a big surprise when Star Wars the original come out. My father took us to the drive-in to
yeah.
see that on the big screen, and that was just amazing. I know. I just let everybody know I'm old lady. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hey Joe.
Seeing stuff on the big screen like that and in the drive-in was really the best.
Yeah, I'm old enough to have seen Star Wars when it first came out, so hence a geek.
I think you and I are the same age, Sarah.
So and ironically, we haven't got we haven't really got a cinema in the town anymore, but I live in the town now where I first saw it. So
Oh, well, yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
back to
drive-ins
the
were
beginning.
great.
Yeah.
They were great. I don't even think they're. I think there's one, but it's not local around. I think you have to drive a long ways to go get to it. Pretty much all the ones around here are gone. I'm leaving in 7 minutes, guy. King Kenny is on.
Why's
Oh,
Kenny on
see,
today?
I don't
Changing it.
know. Like I said, he messaged me, but I didn't check it before I went on, so I don't.
All right.
I don't know if he gave me a heads up or not. Of course, I was messaging him about the magazine because I'd like to have a skeptical page in there as well. So I don't know if he's going to say yes or no. which I think would be an awesome add to it. So hopefully he says yes. So everybody's giving their shout outs. But yeah, that was the first movie I ever saw in a drive-in was the Star Wars, and it was really great. Wisdom says, my parents smuggled me into the drive-in so they didn't have to pay for me. Oh yeah, a lot of people did that. Yeah, you laid under a blanket. People would hide in a trunk. Kids always used to go in their PJs, and so then when they got home, they just go right to bed. Of course, back then you could get away with bringing in your own drinks and stuff. Now, oh good God, you get arrested if you do that now in these theaters because they like to rob you blind. I haven't been in a theater since let's see, the last movie I saw. I'd have to say I think it was Bruce Almighty in the theater. That tells you how long ago that
Great.
was.
Last
That's
one I
too
saw. I
much.
don't go. I don't go very often, but the last one I saw was Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh,
I
okay.
do if I don't want spoilers, because I actually arranged with friends to see it as soon as it came out. Because especially with being on YouTube, I really didn't want spoilers to that movie, so
Right.
that tends to be when I go.
I used to pay for one movie and go see three. A lot of people did that. Yes, it is easy to do because they don't all they do is they give you a ticket. Nobody's paying attention to what's on the ticket, so you can go see whatever movie you want. Let's see, the last one that he saw was Star Wars 2. I fell asleep in the front row and wasted the whole movie sleeping. Oh no. It's terrible. But it can be done now because my son was telling me how the new theaters, they're like lounge chairs. Where like when I went last time, it's the basics, sitting up straight, kill your back kind of chair. Now you pretty much can fall asleep with no problem nowadays. And I think guess they bring food to you and everything now. I'm just so way behind on that.
Yeah, the one we go to has they have the special seats like that, which we always use, but they're actually separate to the main bit. They're actually at the top, and you're kind of in a glass booth. It's almost like sort of being in the royal box. So you're sort of behind glass, and you can control the volume. And I think there's only about 8 seats in there, and they're really comfy, sort of sofa type seats. So we always make sure we've got enough people that nobody else comes in with us. So you're going almost like a private viewing area.
Right. Nice.
And
This
and
is
they'll bring food to you and stuff in that one as well.
yes, it was says they used to have cigarette girls going. Oh yeah. Oh good lord, that's old. The cigarette girls. Cigars, cigarettes. Yeah, it's my son says it now that yeah, they're like lounge chairs and you have these little tables and you put in your order and it's brought right out to you and I'm like, well, okay. That's why you're spending $100 just to go to a movie. Jimmy says, we can go to an adult. Yeah, those they probably still have around here. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, most of them now are adult bookstores. You go to the adult bookstores and you get your crap that you want out of there and then you bring it home.
See,
Are
we
you an
don't have
adult?
drive-ins, or very few.
I think there's like I said, one or two left, but you have to drive a long ways. They pretty much shut them all down, and we have one giant movie theater that everybody goes to. Like,
But
Weason's
you couldn't get the weather here to have drive-ins.
oh yeah, you guys get a lot of rain. I had
Um,
somebody make a comment one time. They says, "Well, if you move to England, don't plan on seeing the sun ever again." I'm like, "Come
no,
on, it can't be that bad."
that's kind of a stereotype. The rain is on the most of the rain's on this side of the country because of the hills that go down the middle of the country. I mean, I'm on the east side, um, and we do go through periods of a lot of rain, but we don't get as much as the place that really gets hit with rain is Ireland, because the rain tends to come off the Atlantic,
Right.
so they get hit first.
So yeah, I didn't think it could be that bad. It's just an exaggeration. Liz says one thing that gets me so involved in the paranormal, other than my own experiences, is the history, real history. Yes, that's why I love it also. Uh, especially when it's I mean, it could be anywhere, but like England's history, and then when you get places that have such in-depth history. I mean, it's old, old, old history is what I really, really love. I mean, because you have buildings there that are, thousands of years old, and there are places that are that old, and the history attached to it is just amazing. And here, it's only like goes back hundreds of years, where it's, if we're lucky and if it's still standing, the US is all about,
Yeah, I think
knocking
no,
stuff
you can.
down.
Yeah, I was going to say you can correct me on this, but here we have what's called listed buildings. So they're not actually to knock them down, and if you wanted to do them up, it's very, very strict. So the UK is very strict on anything that's got some history, even if it's somebody's house. Say, I don't
Right.
know where uh example, I think people like Arthur, like authors like Arthur Conan Doyle, etc.
Right.
Those sorts of buildings will be listed. But yeah, I mean, the county I'm in has the most castles in England, for a county, and there's a lot of listed buildings, even in the town I'm in. Half of it's listed.
That's amazing.
So nobody could come along and just sort of knock something down to make a car park. Um,
Right.
I remember when I've been to San Antonio a couple of times. I love San Antonio. And what I mean, and a good example of this is actually San Antonio, because I remember going to the Alamo, and it's literally got a shopping mall right next to it, and Woolworths was opposite, and it's right in the shopping center.
Right.
And I'm not saying you don't get them right in the shopping center here, but there'd be more space around it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just everything built up, crowding it. I remember being quite surprised what had grown up around it, if you see what I mean.
Right.
But that'd be less likely to happen here, I think, unless they really
Yes,
needed the
because here we
space.
do
But it,
have, places that are marked as historical. So that does
yeah,
save them, but not all the time, because if somebody comes in with big money and they want that
yeah,
space, they bend the rules,
yeah.
which
You
I
wouldn't
which I
get
think
you
is
wouldn't get
bull.
away with it here.
We
You
have,
would,
our auditorium was marked, a historical landmark, and for years they wouldn't let them add on to it so that the larger shows would come here. And then a bank bought the auditorium, and now all of a sudden it's okay for them to add on to it and change the name and everything
yeah,
about it because the big money's involved.
yeah.
So yeah, that's how that works around here. Big money usually wins.
But it doesn't here. There's at the top of my road. It's right next to the castle. There's buildings it's convent. And for a long time it was a school. But it was the school. A new school got built, and a company bought it to. Actually, I think it was the Duke. I think it was the estates that bought it, or that had it anyway. And they're turning it into a hotel. And it's still going. I think it's been going for 4 years now, but redoing it out to make it into a hotel. Supposed to open this summer. It's been
Oh,
pushed back another year. And most of that is because of it being listed. Because every time you want to make any adjustment, you have to not just go through our local council, you have to go, I can't remember what the society's called, but there's a certain body that makes sure you're doing it right. And if it's a listed building here, for example, if you wanted to replace some stonework, you have to use the exact same stonework. It has to be authentic.
right.
So, and it's a massive building. So this hotel has been. I think they were supposed to only. I think they were only looking to be working on it for a year or 2 years, and then they were going to be open. And like I say, they're going to be have been working on it for 5 years before they even have a chance of opening, and it's because it's listed. That's how strict they are in the UK.
Right. Yeah, I did happen to see a program one time because I'm into all of those home makeover programs, and there was a place, an estate in England that somebody had purchased, and they had call in special mortar guys because they had to use the same stone, the same type of mortar, and these guys were the only ones that did this kind of historical restoration.
Yeah,
And yeah, they were talking about how all the guidelines, even like on the inside, certain wood, certain way it had to be done. It was really
yeah.
amazing.
They've got to replicate the materials.
So
So
yeah, that was, you wouldn't think that it would be that extensive, but they were serious.
yeah, yeah,
Because I'm thinking, okay, how are they going to find? Yeah, they had to be the exact same stone, same mortar. It had to be done in the same way, so it all blended
yeah.
in, and you couldn't tell the difference.
Because here, well, certain parts of the UK, and I live in one of them. Stonemasons are a big, still very much a big thing because they have to do the masonry properly as it would have been done
Right.
at the time, which I like. I like it when skills like that are kept alive.
Oh
Um,
yes. Well, especially where you
so
are, that is needed. Here
yeah,
it's all modernized. They didn't care. They don't care. But yeah, there it's just it just keeps that, I don't know, the history alive.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I love about it. I always it's funny because when my father and his family come over uh, from Poland, they stopped in England, in London, at the port in London before they made their way to New York. And my grandfather asked my grandmother, he goes, "Well, you want to stay here instead?" And of course, she didn't speak English back then, and she says, "No, they talk funny here." I said, "Thanks." I said, "Because then I could have been born and raised in England instead of here in New York." I said, "I would have liked that a lot better." But it was funny because she said, "No, they all talked funny," so she didn't want to stay there. I don't know what the heck part of London she was in, but it was.
London's. I lived in London for 6 years, and um, I mean, I know a lot of cities are probably like this as well, but it seems massive when you first go. But what it ends up being when you get to know it, it's almost like it's like a load of little villages connected. So each
Right.
little area has its own sort of personality and trend. And so it kind of makes London shrink in a way because you kind of get to know each individual area. Um, Probably on a bigger scale, somewhere like New York. You know how New York's got, is it 7 districts in New York, and I'm sure they each have their own sort of personality and um,
Oh, yeah, and, yeah,
so
everything.
yeah, so it's a similar sort of thing with London. Whereas when you get, but obviously with New York, because the geography, you've got Manhattan as an island, but with London, yeah, once you get to know the different districts, it kind of suddenly seems a lot smaller. Um, it's weird, but even though it's a massive sprawling city, the central part, once you get used to it, it doesn't seem so intimidating anymore. I think that's the way to put it. Especially a rural lass like me going down there at 19. So
Well, they probably could have been part of it. She was overwhelmed. I mean, you're on a ship for so long, and then the first port you stop at,
mm,
I think, yeah, the whole thing was just overwhelming. And the only reason they came all the way here is because we already had relatives here. So I think it
yeah,
was just that comfort zone she was waiting for. But as I told him, I said, "Thanks." I said, because I always had a love for the UK and all of the history, and I I says, and then you end up bringing us here. That's the way it goes, I guess. And the problem is I don't like to fly, so there's no way I'm ever gonna make it over there to go see it on my own.
I hate flying, but I do if I have to. So
Yeah, I've never been on a plane. I think once you get me on it and we're gone, then I'll be fine. It's the point of getting me on there. Which don't make any sense because I'd be the first one in line for the crazy roller coaster. I don't know. So, you'd think I wouldn't have any problem with getting on a plane, but the fear, I don't know. I think the fear is just, God knows what's going to happen when we get up there. With all the craziness in the world, I'd be on the one that was in trouble. That's just how I look at it.
oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong. Sorry, my internet keeps going in and out.
Yeah, everybody does. Linda says she's having problems too. Is it
Yeah,
storming around where you guys are?
it actually ducked out completely when I was on Jimmy's. I was off for about 10 minutes while I rebooted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. We were having issues here. Thank goodness I wasn't doing anything yesterday. But I feel sorry for the people that it did hit. We had bad thunderstorms come through here, and 14 miles away from us, they got hit with a tornado and ended up tearing up a lot of buildings, and which is very
Yeah.
odd because our area we never ever have tornadoes, so it's very rare when we do get one.
Mm.
And all I can say is I'm thankful that we didn't get hit, but I feel bad for all those that did. I posted a lot of the photographs and videos on my Facebook page because it made some big time damage. And unfortunately, I heard that one person passed away because of it. It was
Oh
a
no.
shock. Yeah, it was a shock
Mm.
because people are driving. I got one video where the guys are driving down the main drag, and the wind and the rain are picking up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing debris, and then you hear the guy in the car swearing, "What the frig?" And this half a tree hits his car. So I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, you gotta kind of get the hell out of there. Something's going on." And it damaged a lot of stuff that was historical in the town, and it was a big surprise to everybody. I think it was a category 2. So that's pretty big for a small city. Let's see. Jimmy's saying, "Here's something for the geeks. 37 years ago today, RoboCop debuted.
Oh,
Oh, I
Jimmy,
remember
don't.
that. Thanks, making us feel
I
old.
mean, yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Changed my mind about you.
Just made us feel really old." That happens all the time. I'll see stuff online. I'm like, no way, it's not that old. And then I check and I'm like, oh, okay, it is.
Yeah, it's when they start calling the 90s retro, and I'm thinking, what?
It's sad. Like, oh, Jimmy says I was 5.
I was not 5.
No, I wasn't 5 either. Or like my niece. My niece is in her 20s. It's just when she was in college, I go, well, what kind of music do you and your friends listen to? The stuff that's out today. And she's like, no, we listen to the old stuff, the 80s. Yep, the golden oldies.
No, the 90s isn't retro. It's not.
Oh man.
The latest I will see retro is 80s.
It's old when
These
they're
kids
playing it in the
today.
elevators. Dance for the old music goes to die, the elevator. What is supposed to say? It was 32-bit or 64-bit. Are you sure it wasn't retro?
We'll stop being technical.
Uh,
Make me feel even older.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
anything in the 90s is now antique. Okay, I'll have to inform
Oh,
my
well,
son he's now an antique because he was made in the 90s.
hey, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie. How are you?
I don't know
The
if it's made in the 90s, you're an antique. God knows what that makes me. Yeah, I was trying to think of the word, Linda. That'll be it. Relic.
It's bad. Of course, I don't know how old is Jimmy. So I don't know how old he is.
He's younger than us.
What does he say? Wasn't sure, was asking for a friend. Jimmy says he's 42. I remember 42.
So do I. I was still working. I quit work at 45.
Oh, I remember 22. I go back.
Joe.
So everybody's just popping in. Oh, are you leaving us, Bill?
Deserting. He was going to keep Jimmy in line with no mods in here.
I know. They all took off. That's because Kenny's on.
Yeah. That's because Kenny's on.
They all jumped ship because of Kenny. Now I'm just going to have to tell them all about it.
I have to. Do you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
I hear that excuse from so many people. I have to edit.
Edit. Yeah, Bill's on all the time. I'm surprised he's not attached to the desk permanently.
Yeah. Channel creators here. I know what have to edit means.
They're going to watch somebody else. We know how it works.
Yeah. Traitors. No, I think I
No.
don't think it's still here.
I think Candy
So-
left. I think she went over to Kenny's.
I have to say, apologies.
You were cutting
Coffee's
out.
not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know.
think
I didn't realize that I was on.
I only
Bill,
watch Laura's.
Laura.
Oh,
That's kind of scary, Bill. We could say that. You got the binoculars out, Bill? Are you watching? No, sweetie, you can go if you want. See, Wisdom, they had just re-released the Atari 2600, called it the Atari Plus. Really?
I think they make that stuff up, you know. Oh, debunk. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Debunk had a live earlier. I managed to
I know I
get
tried to
into
catch
some
it.
of
I was working on other things and
Yeah.
yeah, abandoned for a
Ned on
skeptic. I know. I'm used to it. The skeptic
Yeah.
wins every time.
You know Kenny Biddle isn't real, right? Don't tell him I said that. I want him to do a podcast.
Oh. Yeah, he's he's not real. He's you know.
Actually, he is a skeptic, but he's also a fellow geek, so he has to have a free pass from me.
Cool, because he's open. Even though, you know, he's skeptical about things, he's open.
Actually, this is actually true. I mean, the kickstart to my channel was Crow, and the reason it's still going is Crow, if I'm honest. But one of the key reasons it actually turned to the paranormal was actually watching Kenny's live, and Kenny's lives always trigger me. I always watch Kenny's lives, whether I watch them or rewatch because I haven't. Sometimes they're a bit late for me if I haven't got anything, but and I do get triggered by them because I don't agree with everything. But what, and I've told Kenny this. What really got me when I first started doing the paranormal channel is the importance of research. Even if, I mean, some of the stuff I do, and I'm planning on doing, I can't prove it, but it reinforced that need for research, even when you're whatever it is you're talking about, to sort of back up your arguments. So it's probably my internet connection, Steph.
Yeah, she's having some issues.
Um,
She says, "Oh, it's me. I got the circle of death." Oh, jeez.
oh, well, good. It's Steph's fault.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I think my internet's probably about to go out actually because it's flickering. Just looked at it.
Oh,
So yeah.
Ned is making a Biddle for President T-shirt. Oh no. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Kenny would love that.
Really funny.
Yeah, Kenny. Jimmy had the birds in his chimney last night.
So,
That must have been
oh,
really
he was serious
annoying for him.
about that. I thought he was joking. We've
Yeah,
had that
no, he
happen one
did.
time. What a hot mess that is.
Right, Laura, I'm going to jump off before I get kicked off by my internet. So
All right.
sorry, I'm going off a bit
That's
early, darling. But
okay. You need to go get
I'll
some
just
sleep
drop out
anyway.
completely. I do, if I'm honest. But thank you for having me on, sweetie.
Oh, you are very welcome every time. And go get some rest. And I enjoyed it. And we'll catch you when you're rested.
Okay, toodles, everybody.
Bye-bye, Sarah. Thanks for joining. That was great, great, great. Poor Sarah's so tired. So I appreciate her popping in. What's Teshy's got something going on? I would vote for him. Debunk the junk. He has more brains than the vote. Oh, amen to that. Amen to that. I know she's been on so many lives, poor thing. I told her, "So you sure you want to come out?" It's I don't want you passing out during the show. That would have been just terrible. Well, if you guys want to throw any questions or anything at me, you go right ahead. The mic is open. If not, all I'm going to do is remind you guys about the announcement I made earlier about the magazine. Yes, she is a trooper. She's always willing to help. Thank you, thank you. Kenny mispronouncing things on addresses would be epic. Yeah, that would be a good time, that's for sure. Okay, guys, like I said, if there's anybody as any questions, anything else that you want to add to the live before we end it, just like remember, check out my community page about the magazine and the details. And I really wish all of you would join in and help out with it. So it'll be a community effort. I'm hoping to get the first issue out at the beginning of August, and we will just go from there, guys. Oh, Linda's having an issue. Everybody's having internet issues. It's this weather; it stinks. Thanks everybody for popping in, showing up. I really appreciate every one of you. Oh, Teshi, I'm doing a digital paranormal magazine for the community. So check out my community post. And I mentioned it in detail at the beginning of this live stream about my intentions are, and I'd like all of you to take part in it. I think it's a good idea to get notifications for community posts. I think YouTube needs to work on that. Yeah, we'll just work together, collab, get some great articles out, and I think it'll be fantastic. So if you want to, just, help me out, let's get it out and we can go from there. It's going to be once a month. So hopefully I can get it together before the 1st and get it out to see what everybody thinks. Got my fingers crossed. Thanks everybody, guys. Thanks everybody for joining. It's always a pleasure, and I'm glad you take some time to spend some time with me. Until then, guys, I will poke my nose at it later. Okay, it'll be there. Thanks, guys, and thank you for welcoming Sarah and enjoying the conversation. And I will see all of you again on the Raw side. Everybody have a great night.